team, my name is Maxwell Hurst, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer and a co-founder here at E2S. And this is the Lane Stadium training video. Go Hokies! In this video, we're going to teach you anything and everything you need to know to get ready for your first shift with us here at Lane Stadium. And if you have any further questions after the video, just shoot us an email to support@e2seats.com and we'll help you out ASAP. First, I want to cover some general E2Seats policies that you need to be aware of before your first shift. First, let's go over dress code. E2Seats standard dress code is all black with a black hat and black non-slip shoes. If you show up to work out of uniform, you will be sent home promptly. Next, let's go over our tardiness and our call-out policies. You are allowed up to 4 unexcused tardies and 2 unexcused call-outs from work where you will be terminated. You're going to receive a written warning via email after each subsequent infraction, and you'll also have the chance to appeal any written warning by shooting us an email to support@e2seats.com. Now, I want to review what you need to have done before coming on site for your first shift. Number 1, you need to have completed all of your onboarding paperwork at staff.e2seats.com. Number 2, you're going to want to download the E2Seats staff app on your phone and start registering for upcoming events through the app. That's the only way we're going to know that you want to come work on site. Number 3, make sure you've completed all of the E2Seats staff trainings for the venues that you selected during onboarding. Number 4, make sure that you're in our main E2S times VT announcement GroupMe channel so that you don't miss any important updates from the admin team. Number 5, make sure that you've completed your mandatory background check through our staff app before coming on site. And number 6, make sure that you've completed your mandatory team alcohol training so that you're eligible to serve beer with us here at Lane Stadium. Next, let's go over some general alcohol laws that you need to be aware of if you're serving alcohol with us. Alcohol law number 1, we can only serve 2 beers per customer at most in any transaction, and if a customer walks up to the stand with 1 beer in their hand already, you can only serve them 1 more. Alcohol law number 2, we have to ID every customer, no matter what. Alcohol law number 3, we have to open every beer we serve, keep the caps, and throw them away at the end of the shift. And lastly, alcohol law number 4, you are not allowed to serve to a customer that already seems intoxicated. If you feel that serving to a certain customer is a risk, let your E2Seats management team know, and we've got your back. Next, let's review our football operation as a whole here at Virginia Tech. We're going to have about 45 to 50 bartending and cashiering positions available, and then we'll have about 30 positions available and some fan-friendly food stands on Upper East. In a nutshell, this means that you could be serving food or beer at a bigger concession stand, or you could be serving only beer, water, and soda at a smaller portable station throughout the concourse. If you're on one of our big food stands, you're going to be stationed in Upper East, and if you're in a portable, you could be on Upper East, Lower East, South, West, or Upper South. Now, let's go over some actual game day logistics and show you what a football shift this fall is going to look like. Parking is not directly provided by Lane Stadium to concession staff, but there are 2 parking options available. You can park at Lot W off of Energy Drive or Lot 3 near Lane Stadium. If you park at Lot W, there is a shuttle available. The shuttle will drop you off at Lot 2, and then you will proceed to check in at Gate 1 from there. Once you get to check-in, you will check in with your E2Seats site lead using your E2Seats staff app on your phone. Locate the QR code in your staff passport and show that to the site lead to check in. Once you've been scanned, head to your area of the stadium. Lower East stands are directly to the right of check-in. We're going to have beer portables all down the Lower East section of the stadium, and each stand is directly correlated to a section number. For example, P107 will be located outside of section 107. The 1 indicates the level of the stadium the stand is on, and the last 2 digits indicate the section number. We'll have beer portables and walk-through brews all on Lower East. If you're at a walk-through brew, be sure to restock frequently and to have 1 staff member IDing customers in line at all times. If you're on Lower East, use the cooler outside of section 107 for restock and use the ready ice machines nearby for ice restocks if you run low during the shift. If you're on Upper East, you'll use the stairwell outside of section 107 or use the ramps on Lower East to get up to Upper East. We will be staffing the entirety of Upper East at Lane Stadium, including the fan-friendly stands requiring 7 staff each to operate. These stands generate great revenue and tips, so be sure to request these positions if you want to maximize tips for the shift. What you see here is a hot dog warmer, where we'll keep unbunned hot dogs until we are ready to prep them. You'll put water in the bottom and turn the machine on to get it warming. You'll wash any prep items needed in the 3-compartment sink here, and then you'll cook pretzels using the pretzel oven seen here. To make pretzels, you'll need to spray them with water, dip them in salt, and cook them in this oven on high for 3 to 4 minutes to prep. We will also be staffing the Main Street barbecue stand on Upper East as well, otherwise known as Stand 431. Stand 431 serves pizzas, mac and cheese, and barbecue sandwiches, along with canned beer products as well. For any canned beer restocks or frozen food items needed for warming, pull them from this cooler here. This is the pizza oven. To make a pizza, take dough out of the freezer, put it on a tray, and then we'll add mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, and barbecue as toppings before running it through the oven. Once the pizza's out of the oven, ensure its quality, cut it, and then place it in the warmer until it's ready to be served. Barbecue and mac and cheese trays will be kept in the Blodgett oven next to the pizza oven. We'll take barbecue and mac and cheese trays out to prep barbecue sandwiches and sides of mac and cheese to serve to customers. Since there's a lot going on, be sure to utilize table space within the stand to prep pizzas, barbecue sandwiches, and mac and cheese sides during the shift. We will have beer portables all along Upper East as well, which just like Lower East are directly correlated to a section number in Lane Stadium. The Upper East portables will be the P400 stands. And just like Lower East, be sure to utilize the ready ice machines nearby if needed during the shift. Here is an example of a fan-friendly stands menu. There have been some price increases at Lane Stadium this season, so make sure the point of sale systems are right before sales. If you are placed on South or Upper South, you will go left at check-in. Beer Garden Southwest is at the very end of South, right before the West Concourse. If you're on Upper South, you can either take the elevator or the stairs to the 4th floor of South, where we may have 2 beer portables that are going to be located near the stairwell entrances on the 4th floor. If you're placed on a portable on the west side, you'll go left at check-in and walk all the way down south and past Beer Garden Southwest, and at the very end of that concourse, that's where you'll find stand P100. If you're working P100 and need restock during the shift, be sure to only pull from the storage room that's located right at the end of the west concourse. Once you get to your stand, you will be given a role by your stand lead. You could either be a cashier, a runner or barback, or a food prepper in an Upper East stand. You could be cashiering, opening beers, IDing customers, or restocking fridges. If you're a runner, be sure to take product out of the fridges and set up speed lines so they're easier to grab and we can increase our throughput for the stand. Also, be sure to display one of each product item on your counter if you're at a portable so customers know what product is available to buy. If you're a cashier, be personable and upsell. You should never let your customer only order one product item. If they order a pretzel, ask them if they want a beer. If they order a beer, ask them if they want 2. You should never let the customer only buy one item. Next, let's unpack the cashier-runner relationship. Runners, you should make it to where cashiers never have to move to grab the product. Set up speed lines for cashiers and always be in position to facilitate transactions. Cashiers, make sure to communicate customer orders loud and well. Sales will start 2 hours before kickoff and end at the end of the 3rd quarter. If you're in a fan-friendly stand in Upper East, we will stop alcohol sales at the end of the 3rd quarter but remain open until the end of the game selling food and water. Once sales end, cleanup is directed by your stand lead. Once you're dismissed by your stand lead, check out with your site lead using your QR code and you'll be good to go. Next, I want to go over some general tips for you to maximize the amount of sales and tips that are coming through your stand over the course of the shift. If you're a cashier, it all comes down to being personal. Your customer is going to come through your line expecting a good time and great service, and if you give it to them, they'll reward you with the tip. If you're a runner, it should be your goal to not let the cashier move at all so that they can make more transactions per hour and again, increase the total amount of sales and tips coming through the stand over the course of the shift. Lastly, if you're a cashier, you must always upsell. You can never let your customer leave the line only buying one product item. For example, if they order a pretzel, ask them if they want a drink. If they order one beer, ask them if they want 2. Moral of the story is, if you're a cashier, you have to take responsibility for maximizing the amount of sales and tips coming through your stand over the course of the shift. In conclusion, we hope that this video has prepared you for your first shift with us here at Lane Stadium. And if you have any further questions, be sure to reach out to your regional operations director, your site lead, or shoot us an email at support@eatsaseats.com and we'll get back to you ASAP. Thank you, and go Hokies, baby.